What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Overdose. I'm your host, Jaye. Today I'm joined with a special guest in the building. Introduce yourself.
You need to start introducing me as the specialist guest.
The specialist guest of specialists of specialists. I was having a talk with one of my friends. He was like, who's been on your podcast the most? And I don't even know if it's you or someone else, but I would have to tally up the results.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the most consistent face.
Maybe. But for those that don't know you on the channel, who are you?
Gabrielle Christine. Hello.
And I saw you doing your own podcast thing,
And
cheating on me and shit.
I'm trying to get busy, I've been sitting on my hands for too long.
Got you. All right, today's video we about to do is Fresh and Fit. So let's jump right into it. If you like this video, make sure you like. If you want to follow her, the links will be in the description below as well. Let's get it.
The women that y'all are looking for is not the women that you're trying to fuck, right?
Wait, what?
What?
All right, the women
get what
you're
you're saying.
looking to
I get what
date
you're saying.
and marry is the opposite of the bitch you're trying to fuck, because y'all be on here and you're like, oh, if I'm taking you on a date, you better fuck me. You better do this and this and this. But then if you want to wipe a bitch, it's like, oh, you want a virgin, all this other shit. So it's like, what do you really want from a bitch? Because I'm like, you're like, oh, if I'm taking you on a date, you better fuck me or else you're a piece of shit. But then it's like, yo.
Okay, for when it comes to you and when it comes to your life and your dating life throughout the years that you've been dating, has there been different energies and different ways guys have approached you versus like relationship ways of trying to woo you over and get a relationship, or just be like, hey, I just want to smash, see what that thing tail like?
In the dating pool, yeah, I feel like it's always trying to smash.
Mm-hmm.
And if I resist and create more moments of maybe getting to know me without fucking me, then it eventually grows into something like that. But yeah, no.
Okay.
All my dating situations have usually been with people that I like grew up with and stuff like that.
Oh, so you've known them for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so for you personally, do you see a difference of if you dress a certain way, the different energies that you get?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure y'all ladies understand that. Let's continue.
Yes.
If the bitch wants to date you, she's not gonna want to fuck you because she's gonna listen to you and realize like you want a wifey. So like, if she's really trying to date you, like
Right.
I'm trying to help you get the bitches, because I'm like, yo, if I'm a bitch that wants to like date you, and I'm trying to like plug myself by coming on a podcast or something, and I don't fuck you off rip because I want to date you, and you're like, oh well, fuck you, bitch, like that's what I need clarity.
Okay.
Is it because you guys have already... I just don't think you guys are that efficient to be able to size up an entire situation off of the first moments of meeting somebody.
That's cap. But here's before I go into what you said, I wanted to ask you a question. When it comes to different people that you dating versus different people that you're fucking, are you more reserved with the people that you just want to fuck? I'm sorry, are you more reserved with the people that you want to be in a relationship with? Or are you actually giving it up faster versus the person that you just want to have sex with that is attractive? Are you just giving it up, having a good time, etc.?
Yeah, I'm definitely more conservative, I guess.
Wow.
With people that I would date. But there have been times in my life where maybe I would have dated them, but I wasn't in an emotional space to be open to dating. So I'm just like, you know what, I'll just fuck you. But then years later, it comes around where I kind of want to do it. But now the relationship part, I guess, isn't available anymore or something.
Oh, okay. So hold on. So at first you was just like, boom, fuck, and then later try to do relationship, but then it didn't work.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Well, they already got what they wanted. That's probably why.
So you're saying that it's best for her to hold out?
I'm not saying that at all. It depends on the context. Wait, look at me. It depends on the context.
You always try to twist stuff.
Because everything is contextual. So, for instance, if you a woman, yes, you want to hold out to some degree. You don't want to hold out too long, but you also don't want to do it too short. Because even though some guys go tell you, oh, it don't matter if she sleep the first night, etc., they gonna think about that. I mean, a lot of guys cap when they say that shit. So they just want, if you get it too easily, you're not gonna treasure it, you're not gonna respect it. That's just things in life. So you definitely want to hold out a little bit. But this channel is for men, not for women. So the question that you asked earlier was what again? About guys don't know the intent of something.
Oh yeah, there's no way that you can like meet me. Say you just meet me on a bad day and I just don't give a fuck and I'm like drunk by 12 o'clock and I'm just like real out here.
Yeah.
But then you meet me on a good day and I'm like real put together. I look like I done made a couple of moves, like I'm on my shit or whatever.
Yeah.
So for a guy to size a girl up just from the first instance, I don't think is efficient. It's like you're not getting a full spectrum of somebody just off of like
the first time. So you girls don't do the same thing?
I give grace to the fact that maybe I'm not seeing the whole thing yet.
Okay. But a lot of girls would say that they know right off the back within the first 5 seconds or 5 minutes, wherever they say that, of reading somebody if they're fucking or not.
That's sexual attraction. That's different.
Okay. I would argue that it's not. I would argue that it's just a stepping stool towards keeping that person, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, a stepping stool towards a relationship.
It's on the checklist of who you would want to marry is somebody that you're sexually compatible with.
Yes. Now for us, there's like two different paths. There's like one path this way and one path that way. I personally think for women, it's only one path. Are you attractive? Do you meet her certain standards? Are you, emotionally, blah, 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 blah. Have sex with her. She gets clingy. She gets whatever. She wants a relationship and continue on that path. For us, it's two complete paths. We just want to fuck and then be detached versus I want this girl in a relationship, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. That's what I just personally see throughout.
I've seen so many guys marry women that they're not fully sexually compatible with.
Wait, what? That's what I'm saying.
So you guys will settle down with a woman that you're not sexually compatible with?
Yes, because she brings the other qualities that fulfill the other things that we have. Remember, guys only want three things.
On that.
Guys only want three things. They want a woman that is attractive. They want a woman that is feminine. And then they want a woman that is, I forgot the last one, but it's on my goddamn notes somewhere. But we only want three things. So if you are less attractive when it comes to one of those things.
Want, why you gotta write it down? You should remember it.
No, because I wrote it down precisely so that way it's very organized and it's very clean. But overall point is we want certain things. If we want you sexually, then we're going to be detached. We're going to have sex with you, and that's about it. Loyalty. Thank you for reminding me. No, I remind myself. Yes, but yes, that's what we want.
It sounds like madness to me.
Okay, question for you as a woman. Give me your honest opinion perspective. Have you ever had sex with a dude multiple times and didn't get emotionally attached with him?
You've asked me this question before.
Well, I'm asking it again. For the record.
Yes.
So you did that multiple times?
Yes.
That you had sex with people multiple times and didn't get attached?
Multiple times is more than once, so yeah.
Yeah. So you have had people, guys, that you had sex with multiple times that you wasn't attached to? Oh, okay. Well, all right. It'd be like that sometimes.
Sometimes, some of us are mature.
I'm not going down this rabbit hole because body count and maturity is not the same thing. But let's continue on.
You want to answer that first?
Yeah.
Damn,
So
smart question.
Smart question. Good job.
Yeah, very good,
Because
very good, very
I'm
good.
drunk, so I don't know if it makes sense, but I'm
No, you are.
watching.
Surprisingly, it made sense.
You are.
All right, what's good?
So I'll say this, right?
Clarify for the hoes that want to date and fuck.
So I'll say this, right?
Yeah.
All girls I had long term in my life, I smashed on the first night.
All right, well, you're
No, hold on,
divorced,
hold on.
so skip that bitch.
But-
On to the next.
But that being said, for me it's like, okay, if she's adding value outside of sex, I'll keep her around to see what happens.
But if she fucks the first night, is that a turn off to you, though?
No, it's a turn on for me.
All right, it's a turn on.
Yep.
If you fuck the first night.
100%.
But you want a girl that's not so easily fucked though. Like if she's gonna fuck you on the first night, doesn't that give you a sign that she's fucking other guys on the first night?
Not really. It means that we built a connection.
That's what don't make sense.
No, hold on.
Right. I'll be contradicting yourself.
All right, this is where I gotta actually disagree with Mr. Fresh. Yes, do I like it? Of course, obviously, but at the back of my mind, I'm still to some degree gonna be like, hey, this girl slept with me on the first night, so she probably can do that with some other guys as well. And I personally would want a woman that I'm gonna have a long-term relationship with, not sleep with me on the first night, even though she might be like, oh my god, you're so hot, you're so etc. But that's my rule. I just can't sleep on the first night or even second night. That's just me personally. But what are your thoughts when it comes to sleeping with guys on the first night versus waiting it out, having that 3 month
That's what I was
rule?
saying earlier, is that like I've met guys and I'll be in a place where I want to have sex after meeting you. Well, I haven't done like the first night thing in like
Okay.
a long time.
long time.
Long time.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, there were guys that I met and I treated them like, okay, we're just fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, I realized, oh, this could like work into something more. And it just, I guess maybe we did try. I don't know, but
Okay, here's a
just
better
never-
question for the men that are watching. What made you sleep with the guys that you slept with faster versus the guys that you didn't sleep with as fast? What was the difference between?
the guys that I didn't sleep with as fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an impossible question for me because right after I meet you, I decide,
You
that
decide
you're
what?
fuckable and I'm gonna fuck you eventually or not. So
Okay.
there is no like, what did he do that he didn't do? There's like a bracket of guys that, okay, I would fuck you, and then there's the guys
A bracket that I
would
wouldn't.
never fuck
Gotcha.
based off of meeting you the first time.
Okay. All right. I can get that
So
one.
there's nothing that like somebody, if I meet you the first time,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing you can eventually do.
Okay,
to
no.
convince me.
Now let me push back on that because I feel like that's cap. So when for you have never met a dude that you was like, ain't really feeling, not really attracted to, but throughout time and over time you grew attracted to him because maybe you saw his qualities versus how he looks or how tall he is or how much money he makes or his status. Never. Well, damn. All right. Well, okay. Let's continue. Sheesh.
During the date, right? We built up a connection. Obviously, we're like feeling each other, and she's not holding back. To me, I respect that. That being said, most guys, when they see that, like, oh, she's a hoe. To me, it's like, you know what? We met on a certain level. We're on a certain type of energy, vibe, whatever. And that being said, is like, okay, we connected that on that part, so we can make it happen. Now, like I said earlier, most guys, they see that, they're like, no.
All right. This is where I have to take my stance against Fresh when he said it that way. I think anybody even thinks that way. If she thinks that way, then she thinks that way through all aspects in life. So for instance, if she's, oh my God, you're so hot, I'm gonna just act on that shit. Then what if she goes out to the bars or to the clubs and she gets drunk and then she finds another dude attractive? Is she's not gonna act on that same thing? So I'm just saying, me personally, I wouldn't agree with that.
That is
What are your
true.
thoughts?
If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it, and you're that type of person. Period. So, yeah.
That's from what I've seen.
Huh?
I said that's from what I've seen.
Yeah, me too. And even speaking for myself, I'm really trying to think of the last time that I did some shit on the first night. This had to be like over 6-7 years ago.
Damn. Well, like I said, maturity. Let's continue.
But personally, for me personally, when I've met girls like that, and we connected on that level, we smashed the first night, I want to see her again. We see how things happen, and then over time.
I have a problem with this shit because since
Right.
I'm an OnlyFans girl and since my persona online is like I'm the biggest one in the world.
Yeah.
Like when I hang out with new men, they always expect me to just be down to fuck everybody.
Well done.
And when I don't, like I told you guys, I don't fucking lie. I've been celibate for a month, and I've been going out like every weekend, and everyone's always like, "Yo, what the fuck? You're not fucking anybody." It's like, yo, I am a freak ass whore. Like when I fuck with you, but it's like just because I hang out with you one time,
But see-
or like it doesn't mean I'm just gonna be
But
down to
hold on,
fuck
hold on.
everybody.
Eliza, it doesn't have to be the first time. It could be like the third or second date. That being said, anything after
I
that,
know, but
it's
I'm
too much.
saying I listen to a podcast. If you're saying you're spending money on a bitch, you
Yeah.
better be down to like do some. But I'm like, but what if you're trying to take her seriously and she's like a wifey material? Are you gonna expect the same shit from a bitch on the first date that you're trying to wife? as opposed to a bitch.
Well,
You're just like
we're
interested in like.
only gonna know over a period of time. I can't just like
I know, but I'm saying off rip, like off
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you're literally treating each girl the same, or you're not treating each girl the same.
No, definitely not. Well, personally, for me and to people that I know, no. That's just
But how do you know which girl, other than how she dresses
Yes.
and maybe her online persona?
Yes.
Other than that,
Thank you.
how do you
That's two.
know?
The way she carries herself, the way she acts, the way her friends are. You can, soon as I see somebody, let's say I go to the bars and I see somebody down there just having a fucking blast and kissing everybody and touching everybody. Obviously, she's not a person that I would consider loyal or in a long-term relationship worthy. So it would automatically turn into like a, fucking, I just want to fuck. But let's say I go to the bookstore or Walmart and I see a beautiful
So the fun
girl.
girls aren't wifeable.
Yes, true.
Yes to what I just said. They're
Yes.
not wifeable.
No.
That's terrible.
How?
I mean, that's like, I don't even know the word for it right now because I took an edible. But that's I mean, it's prejudice and it is
prejudice?
sexist and
I'm dead.
like
No, it's just, again, that's just first impression. So let's say you
so
meet her
the
at.
fun guy shouldn't be husbandable, right?
No. I want to actually take a step back and change and define fun. When I define fun, I'm thinking of a girl that's just wilding. She's like kissing everybody. She's like, every guy is like grabbing her. That's what I'm picturing fun in my head. So what's your definition of fun?
Like
first?
a girl that wants to go out, she's single as fuck, and she's flirting,
no,
and
that's
she's
hoe.
flirting with whoever she's flirting
Hoe.
with. I just
So-
be feeling like you just be talking shit.
No, I'm dead ass. I'm keeping a buck. When a guy sees a girl like that, that's what he categorizes her as.
So okay, so then what's the fine line between shooting your shot and flirting and having a good night?
The frequency of what you do it to.
So guys can shoot their shot at girls all night long, but girls can't shoot her shot all night
That's a
long.
different
She can
conversation.
only shoot her shot once or twice at night.
Yes, 100%. You are a woman, are designed to do that. What do you mean? Why are you shaking your
can't
head?
tell us that. You can't, as the opposite sex, you cannot say that. I know your response is always, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
But you can't say that. You can't say you can do whatever you want to do, but also have these ridiculous standards that don't live up to like the 21st century.
Oh my God. You as a woman are in the picker seat. You got to be very, very careful on the quality of men you let into your life. Men are going to be coming to you at 100 miles per hour. So if you are in that seat, as well as you are in the seat of trying to go out and get dudes, now you have both seats. So now you got to be even extra careful about who you are choosing. Because if I'm looking at you down there at fucking bar somewhere, and you talking to every fucking nigga that got a goddamn post or a dick, I don't want nothing to do with you except for sex. That's the bottom line. Why are you making that face? I can't
Because that social standard is so dated. Yes, we don't want the girl that is over friendly because it seems like you're not street smart. It seems like you're not
That's one piece of it. I like
aware
that.
of your surroundings. It seems like you are just kind of not present. So there's that. But to say as a woman, somebody that is, aware of her surroundings and is being street smart and all of those things, why she can't talk or flirt with several guys in the same night?
Because of what
the judgment. But
are,
you
yes.
guys aren't judged. I mean, secretly you are judged in our group chats, but
Got you.
standard wise, mainstream wise, you guys are allowed to behave how you're able to behave, and
Because we are designed to do that. So that's why society doesn't look at bad when we do it versus bad when you do it. Men and women are just different.
that's because that's how it's been for so long, but we're trying to break out of that, and this
Okay.
whole new movement
Okay.
is trying to suppress us once again. Like, you better not. You're not gonna be a high value woman if you don't. And blah, 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 blah.
You walking down the street, you see a guy and girl fighting. The guy is not doing nothing. He's like trying to protect himself. He's trying to, oh my God, don't hurt me, blah, blah, blah. And the woman is just like beating his ass, trying to hurt him, etc. You calling the cops? Yes or no?
Yeah.
That's cap.
I swear I would. If you're getting your ass beat.
I'm not talking about,
I'll call the cops.
I wouldn't say ass beat, but she's obviously hitting him and he's like just trying to protect himself and not hitting her back. He's just trying to protect himself. Are you calling the cops?
Usually, guy or girl, I stand there to see how serious it is and if it like de-escalates or continues to escalate, and then I call the police. But yeah, I would call the police
After you saw it for a minute.
I think abuse is abuse.
Okay, after you saw it for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, same exact scenario, but switch with the roles between men and women. Are you waiting a second, or are you calling the police at the exact same time?
To see if it de-escalates or if it.
No, you clearly see. You walking up and you see a man beating a bitch's ass.
But you just said she wasn't beating his ass that bad. So is he
it's not
beating
that
her
bad.
ass, or is he got her yoked up against the car?
It's not that bad.
Her crazy gun in his hand.
No, none of that shit. He's actually hitting her physically with his hands, but it's not like a bad, like he's like putting all his force into it. Basically, what I'm saying is he is like hurting her, and you can clearly see that he's attacking her, etc. You calling the cops, or are you waiting like you did the first example?
Use another analogy because I'm really watching both scenarios.
Okay. Bottom line is, fuck these analogies.
Because you're trying to say that women hold men to a specific standard, but men can't hold women to a specific standard, and our standard isn't as specific as y'all's.
Meaning?
It doesn't go down to behaviors. Ours goes down to like character.
Okay. So in those exact scenarios that you gave you literally would look at both of them the exact same.
Those two scenarios that we just talked about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you are different. Most other women would disagree with what you said and say.
I said abuse is abuse. So
Gotcha.
like I understand, sir. I've been in situations. So
yeah. What? So
what are you doing the waves for?
The point is, yes, I see what you're saying, but men and women are different. Okay, Here's another scenario. Would it be fair if you go into the military and you got to do 50 push-ups?
You keep using strength.
Because it's a difference between men's strength and women's strength as a whole.
But mentally and as souls and as personalities, you're telling me that we're different?
Right now, I'm only planting landmines so I can blow your ass up later.
Okay, blow my ass up.
So physically,
we haven't even gotten back.
so physically, you can very clearly see that men and women are different. Correct?
Physically, yes.
Okay, so far, thank you. Landmine set. So if you are physically different, don't you think that your hormones are going to be different inside of your body, and the way that you think, the way that you act throughout life is going to be different?
On a generalized sense, yes. Okay. Obviously, there's outliers and things like that, but whatever.
Okay, now we got hormones in your mind mentally. Okay, now don't you think mentally, since you mentally and physically different than women, that throughout society, now your reality is going to be different from men and women?
Yes, but the point is to control your impulses. Even though your hormones tell you to do something, you as a man, you need to have like a moral compass that you hold true to, just as a woman has to have a moral compass to hold true to to be able to be a certain way.
Got you. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying.
You're talking about hormones, just talking about that.
I'm just being very clear.
Physical difference, and that means the hormone difference.
I'm landing these landmines.
Lays out the reality, and and then the man's drive is different from the woman's drive. And
yes, all of those are true. What you just said. So since all of those are true, and everyone is different, meaning men are generally a certain way, women are generally a certain way, don't you think that their standards and how they live their life should be slightly different? Now, I'm not talking about under the law when it comes to like, you know, things of choices and that nature, but I'm talking about things in society, how they view relationships and etc.
No, I don't think they should be as drastically different as you guys are making them be.
Okay.
I think a woman's sex drive should be able to be whatever it is, and that we shouldn't have to like deny ourselves or worry about what our future husband might think of us if we do this and we do that. Like, that's ridiculous because y'all don't think that way. And that's what I mean by, like, morally, there has to be a fairness. And y'all are not doing that. Y'all
The fairness is you get to
I'm gonna stick my dick in everything.
All right, let's continue.
God
If
damn.
you're just looking to fuck a bitch, you want her to fuck on the first date. If you're looking to date a bitch, you don't want her to do that.
Exactly.
So how do you fucking like?
Well, hold on. I'll say this. You are correct because I don't want it to be like so sloppy that it's like, okay, any guy can get it.
Yeah.
But you can tell, like, from experience when a girl's like sloppy when she's just into you. Like, for me personally, like,
guys.
because on the first time
The girls are manipulators.
That
too.
is
They
true.
can act
they
like
are,
that
but
shit.
I can tell over a period of time. So I'm gonna know she's wife material or not over time. Now, at the beginning, I can see if she's holding back on me, or she's serious about me, or she's playing games. That being said, in the initial phase, you can't really tell.
So what's the difference between holding back and playing games?
Holding back and playing games. Holding back, to me, what it sounds like what he's saying, holding back just means I don't want to be looked at as a hoe. I don't want to be looked at as a slut too fast. I actually like this guy, so I'm actually going to hold back on the sex and on the all that extra shit. Playing games is like, oh, I don't even find him attractive at all, but I'm still going to go out with him to eat because he's paying for, I don't know, $1,000 at fucking Salt Bay's restaurant.
What if, like, you meet somebody, you guys have an amazing night, and maybe you don't fuck on the first night, maybe you fuck on the second date or whatever, and then you the sex is amazing, and you guys are looking deeply in each other's eyes and all this other shit, and then you never hear from her. Not never hear from her ever again, but when you try to set up a third date or whatever, she's like unavailable for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
God damn. I don't personally, you talking about from my personal experience and what I personally think that is. I don't know. I would probably think that you might be a fling. Like, she might have got back with her boyfriend. That's the number one thing in my head that comes to mind when you say that. Yeah. Or it was too good and she don't like the intimacy because it maybe moved too fast for her. So she's trying to pull back. That's just me personally.
And that's not considered playing games when a woman wants to pull back.
It depends.
Does she have to communicate that she needs to pull back, or can she just pull back and
I would rather you communicate, obviously, because it's, I'm biased because I'm the person that's getting in this field of uncertainty. But if you're a guy that has multiple options, you're like, all right, cool, she's not fucking with me, I'm just go fuck somebody else. But yeah, weird question. Let's continue.
Wife or not. So if I smash on the first
I know,
3
but
days,
what makes the bitch?
Matter of fact, let me ask you the same question. What do actually, from your perspective as a woman, why do you pull back in that scenario that you just gave the exact same scenario?
You like what you just said. Usually, it's like it's too much all at once, and I need to like continue having my wall up, and this doesn't really work. Like, we can be friends, but I don't want to have
Too
sex
fast.
again.
Yeah.
Worth it to keep
I'm out here.
going on dates without her fucking. Like, that's what makes a bitch interesting enough to keep
Nothing.
asking. All right, so
She's
yo,
not.
Eric,
Exactly.
wait,
There you
more.
go.
All right, so
No.
listen, what makes, all right, so to wife a bitch, listen to me, to wife a bitch, you don't want a bitch that's just down to fuck on the first date. So what, but also y'all sit here and say, if I'm taking you on a date and you're not down to fuck, what the fuck? So I'm saying, what makes a bitch stand out that makes her worth taking her on multiple dates without giving you no play to get to know her more? What is
Nothing.
it about her that makes her interesting enough to keep taking her out to get to know her more, intrigue you more without giving you play physically?
When she doesn't make such a big deal.
In a perfect world, the only
But
thing
still,
that
but y'all
hold
be
on,
like, oh, if I'm spending money,
telling
I'm
you,
taking
I'm telling
on a
you, right?
date.
So the only thing that'll make it work is if you're adding value to my business or to what I got going on. That
Okay.
being said, that's the only way without sex I can see us going forward. Now, the mindset as well, where she's at mentally, you can kind of gauge, okay, is she mature? Is she still in the streets? That by itself says a lot too. But I would say adding value to my business or what I got going on, and then the mindset of, okay, is she ready to have kids? Is she like
But
mature?
are you real with a bitch before you even take her on a date? Like,
100%.
All right, we can wrap up this video. But what are your thoughts overall when it says the title of this video? What do guys want from bitches?
I mean, I think we talked about this over there on the couch. Because I asked y'all, like, what y'all really want from your wife, or what we thought that y'all wanted from your wives, which was like a fit body, sex, and food, and keeping the house clean.
What the fuck? You missing a hell of a shit. I told you.
So-
Three. I don't understand how it's so hard to understand this. The 10% of ladies that's watching, we only want 3 things. Loyalty. You listening? Attractiveness. And the last one, fuck, I forgot. Oh, being feminine. That's it. Those are the only 3 things. Now, under those, you gotta do it to the highest degree. But those are the only 3 things men generally
Loyalty,
want.
being attractive, and feminine.
Yes.
And we got into a debate over there
speak to
as
the
well
microphone.
about what is feminine and what is masculine. So
Yeah.
that, I mean, that's an interesting topic. But loyalty, also, you guys aren't returning the same loyalty. So that's another thing that I don't understand.
We're gonna do it in another video, but in this video, the bottom line is men can definitely categorize the way a woman acts, the way a woman moves, the way a woman perceives, or etc., her friends, all that shit, as to sex or as to relationship. That's the bottom line. Anything else you need to be taken away from this video that you wanted to say?
It's just
before
too
you
much
end?
of a contradiction. It just gets on my freaking nerves. Like, y'all sound more complicated than us.
Not really. We want to have sex and have those 3 things and have peace. That's it.
Yeah, but you'll have a relationship with somebody, share a home with somebody, and still be going and digging down something else.
Because we want variety.
Right, and we're offering you a loyalty that you're not able to reciprocate.
But we still want variety.
At some point, we're going to get to have the conversation that I want to have.
Which is, we have it on the next video. Point is, where can they find your Instagram? This video probably 40 minutes long.
Sweetest things I never said, people. Hello, get with the movement.
All right, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you want to troll her, go to her Instagram and spam those cap emojis again. That shit was fun
cap.
last time. Join the Patreon army. I'm out. Peace.